Lollapalooza is defined as something incredibly impressive or extraordinary. But to music enthusiasts, that word means a lot more. A music festival with an incredibly rich history and worldwide attention is always hard to miss. It began as a small idea and turned into something of a cultural phenomenon. We will discuss the famed music festival's history, how it changed to become what it is today, and what exactly it means to the musical world. The event was launched by Jane's Addiction's lead singer, Perry Farrell, as part of the group's farewell tour. The concept evolved into a massive traveling music concert that would feature up-and-coming musicians and serve as a way for the band to bid their fans farewell. The 1991 premiere was a huge success that surprised everyone. The festival altered attitudes in the music industry, according to Nirvana's Dave Grohl, who attended in Los Angeles.
I have a personal connection to the festival. I saw the first one in 1991. Culturally, it was a huge vehicle. I think Lollapalooza and Perry Farrell changed music, changed the entire face of music, changed rock and roll, changed radio, changed MTV. It's a big deal, you know.
In contrast to earlier festivals like Woodstock, a gathering of the tribes, and the U.S. Festival, which were one-time events held at particular venues, Lollapalooza traveled the country from mid-July to late August 1991.
I remember hearing about it the first time and just thinking, Perry and the Jane's Addiction boys got that together? Like, because at that point, you know, we were all just like kids in bands in Hollywood, like punk rock street kids. And all of a sudden, like, Lollapalooza to me was something like, wow, one of us has really got it together, and it's Perry. You know, I mean, he like organized this whole thing. Like, how do you do that?
Because the events were so successful, a 1992 tour with an additional stage was planned. Lollapalooza was spurred ahead by the rise of alternative rock in the early 1990s. The second edition, on the other hand, was structured differently and featured acts that had found mainstream success. The second Lollapalooza was a reflection of this transformation in 1992, as the music that had been heralded as the alternative was swiftly moving into the public limelight. Red Hot Chili Peppers and Soundgarden, bands that were no strangers to the mainstream pop charts, were among the headliners for the 1992 festival. Grunge and alternative music were widely included at the 1992 and 1993 festivals.
What do you think about some of the other bands that are playing the show? I mean, I heard that somebody gets up on stage with you during Rooster, right?
Oh, yeah, Larry from Primus gets up and plays guitar. So that's a whole heaping load of fun.
And are there any other guys that have been like, kind of,
Fishbone's been coming up and jamming with us, Jam Rooster a couple times, and Jerry goes and jams with Primus all the time. He's like part of their band. He's going to quit our band and join Primus now.
In the shows, what is the order of shows? You guys go on.
We play first.
And then you play?
They open for us.
One thing I want to talk about before we go on to the shows, the Mr. Crinkle video, which you've been playing tons of times on Headbangers Ball. How many people were involved in that video?
I have no idea.
Nirvana was reportedly offered close to $10 million to play the event in 1994. Kurt Cobain, the band's frontman, declined, and on April 7, 1994, the band formally withdrew from the festival. The following day, Cobain's body was found in Seattle.
Hi, I'm Kurt Loder with an MTV News special report on a very sad day. Kurt Cobain, the leader of one of rock's most gifted and promising bands, Nirvana, is dead, and this is the story as we know it so far. Cobain's body was found in a house in Seattle on Friday morning.
How was your first couple shows?
They rocked, man. They did the wave. That was right.
They did the wave?
They did that rock wave thing. It was cool, I guess.
Farrell, who had been the festival's lifeblood, made the decision to devote his energies to creating his own festival, Ennett, and stopped working on Lollapalooza's production. The inclusion of Metallica in 1996 was viewed by many fans as going against the festival's past policy of including non-mainstream bands, and they criticized the Metallica-attracted crowds for being solely focused on the headliner and disrespectful of the other playing artists. Farrell dropped out of the tour in anger as a result.
We agreed to do Lollapalooza, and we knew that obviously there was going to be certain what we call alternative elitists who would probably have some level of problem with that.
In response to the controversial Metallica episode, Lollapalooza made an effort to resurrect its popularity with its audiences. However, the 1997 tour would turn out to be the last of the original Lollapalooza event.
Chris Conley with MTV News. Lollapalooza 97 hit the road last night in West Palm Beach, Florida, with Snoop Doggy Dogg, Tool, Tricky, Korn, James, Orbital, and more.
I'm not real familiar with a couple of them, like the band James. I'm not real familiar with it. And that's kind of the fun thing about it, though, the bands that you don't know too well. I mean, you get familiar with people after doing 30 or 40 shows together.
The bridge will be gapped between rappers not being able to go on tour and rappers being able to go on tour, because rappers and rockers are going to go together and they're going to have a good time. It's going to be safe and it's going to be cool. It's going to bridge the gap between East, West, Black, White. Rock, hip-hop is just music and we just people, and that's all it's about, and that's what this tour represents.
In 1998, the festival announced the cancellation of Lollapalooza because it was unable to secure a suitable headlining act. The cancellation served as a sign of the diminishing appeal of alternative music. The following year, Spin magazine declared that the festival was as comatose as alternative rock right now in light of its problems. Farrell reformed Jane's Addiction in 2003 and planned a fresh Lollapalooza tour. Venues for the festival were scheduled in 30 locations throughout July and August. The tour, however, was only marginally successful, with many fans skipping it, probably as a result of the expensive tickets. Another tour planned for 2004 included a 2-day celebration that would occur in each city. Despite having headliners like Morrissey, Sonic Youth, PJ Harvey, Pixies, and the Flaming Lips, the 2004 edition was postponed in June because of poor ticket sales nationwide. It felt like Lollapalooza was down and out as a music festival. Controversy and high pricing certainly contributed to its loss of allure. With the help of Capital Sports and Entertainment, Farrell revived Lollapalooza in 2005 as a 2-day destination event in Grant Park in Chicago, featuring an even wider range of artists, 70 acts on 5 stages, than the original festival. Overall, the event was a success, drawing more than 65,000 people. Another idea that came to the fore in 2005 was Kidsapalooza. Originally dreamt of by music producer Tor Hyams, Kidsapalooza was the notion of a more child-centered experience for the adult Lollapalooza. Hyams presented Perry Farrell with the concept in 2005, and Chicago hosted the event's debut later that year. Since its initial debut in 2005, Kidsapalooza has been a hit and is played alongside every Lollapalooza. The event offers a variety of activities for kids to enjoy, including game, design, and painting stations where kids may use their imaginations. In another area of the venue, youngsters can explore and experiment with musical instruments. The kids can participate in raffles and use a variety of other amenities. What followed for the music festival was a relatively successful few years, with the city of Chicago being able to host the festival regularly and attract tourists. The event was not only a musically significant occasion, but also extremely valuable financially to the city. Lollapalooza, however, would not always stay only in Chicago. It was reported in 2010 that Lollapalooza would continue to be held in Chicago while simultaneously making its international debut with a branch of the festival held in Santiago, Chile on April 1st through 2nd, 2011. But its success was to face a massive challenge, as did most people, businesses, and events in the world when the COVID-19 pandemic struck. However, on May 18, 2021, the city of Chicago and the festival's organizers declared that Lollapalooza would make a triumphant comeback from July 29th to August 2nd, 2021, returning at full capacity. What then makes this event so special that people want to go even before knowing the performing lineups at the event? In part, it's down to the fact that the choice of music and variety at the festival is always top-notch and certain to please fans. Lollapalooza's success throughout the years has undoubtedly been an up-and-down roller coaster. In the end, it thrives as one of the biggest and most well-known festivals in the world. Lollapalooza might have started out as just a farewell tour, as just a music festival, but its growth and popularity have seen it become a major cultural event that has regularly made a difference to people in how it has inspired artists of the future as well as bring everyone together. Music and art in general have always been a weapon of togetherness. It is something that people can share and find meaning in, no matter where they're from or who they are. So for Lollapalooza to continue its ascent and success is a positive for those that love music. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more like this one.